Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were discussing Deion Sanders not traveling to make recruiting visits, and now we're going to be talking about Nick Saban's insights on name, image, and likeness and the college football evolution. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it just also really helps the show. You guys should do
it. Nice.
I wish we could have like recordings of like us behind the scenes during breaks and stuff like that, and then put up like a little montage of the things that we do when we go on break, because Tate just popping Skittles.
Just getting my Skittle fix on. I haven't had Skittles in years. Like, I bet you haven't had Skittles in 15 years.
I'm not really a Skittles person, and it's because I used to love the sour Skittles, and the sour Skittles used to like erode the inside of my mouth.
Whoa.
Because I would eat so many, because of the sour coating, like the tops of my mouth would.
I've never even had sour Skittles, so I have no clue what you're talking about.
They were good.
But I do love sour. Like those Sour Patch Kids and all that stuff. The last time I was back in the U.S., I thought I was about to OD on some sour stuff. I went to a grocery store, and it was like sour palooza. And I just started grabbing.
Oh gosh.
So I have appreciation for the sour ones as I'm working on a couple more Skittles.
Alrighty, well, while you work on that, we'll dive into our second topic of the day, which is Nick Saban's insights on name, image, and likeness and the college football evolution. Dan Welts, Ross Dellenger, and SI's Pat Ford dive into the ever-evolving landscape of college sports with a particular focus on Nick Saban's recent comments on name, image, and likeness. The trio begin by dissecting Saban's bold stance on name, image, and likeness and its implications for the future of college athletics. Dellenger provides firsthand insights into the atmosphere of the congressional roundtable, where Saban's remarks stirred significant discussions and debates. The conversation then shifts to the college football playoff as Dellenger updates listeners on the proposed format changes. The favored 5+9 structure without automatic buys sparks speculation about its potential impact on playoff dynamics and conference representation. Amidst the discussions on football, the hosts take a moment to explore the culinary delights at the Big 12 tournament, offering a lighthearted interlude to the intense sports analysis. Throughout the episode, the hosts intertwine their sports insights with flavored discussions about the latest coaching developments and potential landing spots for sought-out candidates like FAU's Dusty May. Amidst the strategic debates and predictions, the Andrew Tate Show will offer a unique blend of sports analysis and culinary appreciation, catering to diverse interests within the sports community. So,
okay.
First question. How do you think Nick Saban's outspoken views on name, image, and likeness will influence recruiting strategies for college football programs?
I was just going into and just thinking about some of the things that have come out about Nick Saban leaving and how he was looking at things and saying, even by the time the game was over, they were eliminated. Kids were already saying, "Hey, coach, am I going to get more money next year? Because so-and-so's offering me more money." And one of the things that kind of bugged Nick Saban was he didn't even have time to step back and look at the season and address the season before kids were already thinking about, hey, so-and-so's already called me saying they're giving me more money. I'm not coming back, coach, unless you match this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big problem. And with this whole name, image, and likeness,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because name, image, and likeness should not even be a part of college football.
Mm-hmm.
That is a totally separate conversation. It has been crazy for years that you can't, a guy, if you're a top quarterback for a school and you can't do an endorsement deal
Right.
before this, now it's become part of it. And it's like, hey, unless you get me more endorsement deals and name, image, and likeness money, uh, I have to leave. It's
Mm-hmm.
all, everybody's one and done. Everyone is potentially, you have to worry about, oh boy, do we win this game or do we get Billy a couple more carries because he's not going to be happy if his carries are down,
Yeah.
which then he may transfer. These are things that should not even come into a coach's mindset. This is the reason why I talk about the whole issue of paying players, making players employees of the university. They sign a 3-year or 4-year deal to go to school at the University of Georgia, at the University of Colorado, at the University of Miami, and whatever school it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a set amount, whatever that dollar figure is. Let's say it's $10,000 a month for 4 years. You're there, and any extra money that you get on name, image, and likeness, that's you. That's with you and your agent. The coach should have nothing to do with, does Billy get an auto dealer sponsorship where he can actually do commercials, or if the local, feed and fuel was going to do an endorsement with the offensive line so that they can get some name, image, and likeness money. That is not what this was meant to be. Coaches should be coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Let the agents in. And that's what they should have done years ago. Let the agents in. The agents can go out and get people endorsement deals, but the players are under contract where they have a set amount. And and I know there are some people going to hear what I just said before and lose their mind. So I want to clarify something. I said, let's say you pay them $10,000 a month. That sounds like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But when you realize that a quarterback nowadays, a starting Division I quarterback, the money's starting at $1 million, $2 million a year for a guy to go there. $120,000 for a starting player isn't a lot of money, especially when you look at an SEC team that, when you look at endorsement, sponsorships, ticket sales, television contract, and everything else, are making hundreds of millions of dollars every year off of the players. Giving the players a $7,000 to $10,000 a month contract where they're locked in for 2 to 3 years, it's worth it, and you eliminate all this craziness.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I'm pro paying the players.
What about the schools that can't afford to do that, though?
Then you don't do it.
Then you don't.
I mean, this is the conversation that we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize this is going on right before your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Buffalo University, do you think they can get the same deals that a Georgia can get?
No.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia has the money to bring in the big name, image, and likeness deals, so they're going to get better players. the University of Akron, the University of Buffalo University. They don't have that. So they're not going to be able to sign someone for $7,000 or $10,000 a month. So the right tackle at Kent State University, maybe he's only getting $1,500 a month, where a starting tackle for the University of Georgia, he's getting $10,000 or $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, but it's going on now. People just, they call it name, image, and likeness, but they're paying these players to come aboard. There's not a player, or if there are, there's very few players at Ohio State and Georgia and Alabama and Michigan and Texas that are not getting paid. And they're getting paid a whole heck of a lot more than $7,000 to $10,000. You know what I mean? But if you did it more on a, and you talk about evening out the playing field. This is what I was talking about earlier. When you're talking about the NCAA rethinking things and coming back, imagine if the NCAA just said, listen, all Division I schools have, they can give this many players scholarships, they can only pay this many players, and the salary range is from this to this. Then everyone is on an equal playing field. Everyone's salary for the 2024 season is this many $1 million. So Georgia has that, let's say it's $10 million. I'm just using that as a wide number. And, you know, Kansas, the salary is $10 million and everyone else's is $10 million. Then you would start seeing who really are the better coaches, who are really the better teams. That's the reason why parity happens in the NFL so often, because everyone has a minimum they must spend and a maximum they can exceed. And everything must fall in between there. And we're headed that model. That's where college football needs to go to, because you cannot keeping the teams into a name, image, and likeness Cold War, where it's like, oh, hey, coach, Texas has offered me this. It's the end of the season. Saban's like, wait a minute, I'm just trying to get over this loss, and you're already telling me you're leaving if I don't give you more money? That would turn anyone off. So,
yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. And honestly, you kind of feel bad for a lot of these college football coaches who are like trying to work hard and build up a good football program and everything like that. And then, you know, people are like, well, this college is going to pay me more money if I go over there. So peace. See ya.
There are coaches that have been coaching for years. Chip Kelly was the UCLA coach. And he's like, the heck with that. I'd rather be an offensive coordinator at Ohio State because I don't have to deal with no more of this name, image, and likeness stuff. I can just go coach my position. There are tons of coaches that are in college that are trying like crazy to get to the NFL. So they don't have to deal with the name, image, and likeness. That's how bad this has gotten. The NCAA this is why they're having these hearings, and government doesn't want to step in right now because it's not politically the right climate for it.
Right.
But something has to be done.
I agree.
So.
Next question is, with the proposed changes to the college football playoff format, how can conferences like the SEC and Big Ten adapt their strategies to maintain competitive dominance?
Well, the SEC and the Big Ten already have dominance. Yeah. They're going to, you know, they're the biggest, richest conference of them all. They're the one bullying everyone else in college football, trying to adjust the college football playoffs so that they're getting more teams in. that they're making now. It's been approved. They're going to get like 58 to 60% of the money for the college football playoffs. They're still trying to work on that. Hey, the Big Ten and the SEC winner automatically gets an automatic bye. So they already have all the benefits and all the advantages. The conferences that are at a disadvantage are the ACC and the Big 12 and those Power Fives. With the way things are being adjusted, the SEC and the Big Ten are just stacking the books against them. I know that's kind of a little bit different about what your question was, but that's kind of the way it is.
Yep.
So, all right, now it sounds like we're about to get to the fun stuff. Enough of this heavy college football stuff.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into our Friday special of dating horror stories. So make sure you guys stick around. Tate's going to eat a Skittle. We'll be right back, guys.